Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about one more notation that a famous scientist, theoretician Paul Dirac utilized. Probably heard about Dirac in some of your other classes in physics. He was a very quiet person. His colleagues said 1 word per hour was the unit of 1 Dirac, which was funny. Unfortunately, it's because his father was French, made him sit at the table and would yell at him and make him finish his food. They didn't realize at the time he had acid reflux, so he would throw up because he was so nervous. And his dad, it would just keep going that way. The other fun thing is he was a staunch atheist, and we're going to talk about another guy named Wolfgang Pauli who had the best insults in the game. One of them was, this is so bad it's not even wrong, was one of his quotes. Pretty scathing. So we'll talk about some other funny stories with him, which will be good later on. But he was really instrumental in developing quantum mechanics and tying something called relativity into quantum mechanics. He also found a very quick and easy way to represent a lot of the integrals we do. So sometimes I'll switch between what's known as Bra-ket notation or Dirac notation from other notations that we use. He was also very humble. He never named anything after himself, but other people would just go for it. He was a brilliant mathematician too. So to keep if you're ever really, really bored, you can watch some of his lectures on YouTube. They're very good. But this is really the guy who developed it. It's often called Dirac notation. The benefit to it is it's a really shorthand way to write integrals. And for a lot of our systems, for our simple systems, it really doesn't make much of a difference. But when we get to more complex systems, such as multi-electron systems or molecules, this saves you a lot of time. If we wanted to calculate the probability, how would we calculate that probability? We have to do the integral of what? Yep, so complex conjugate of psi times psi, and then we integrate over the variables we're interested in. We're going to pretend we have 2 wave functions, A and B. So we could represent that with the following notation. That yellow portion is called the bra. The end part is the ket. Bra-ket. I don't know, one year I had a class, I don't know if Maddie and Tara ever watched this stuff, but the bra, they just couldn't stop calling things bras. I don't know, they thought it was funny. Hi, Maddie and Tara, if you're out there. Now, so that saves you a lot of time. If we had an operator wedged in here, this is going to change this a little bit. So if you have an operator, and we're just going to look at a generic one, O hat. We could represent it this way. which will give you some constant in your wave function. So you have to know what's a function and what's an operator. So question, what is the integral for psi I, O, psi j? If you guys meant to scramble stuff down, I went kind of quick there, sorry. So this is an integral, right? What does the actual integral look like for that Bra-ket notation? Yep. And what do we got to do to that? Yep, complex conjugate. What's next? Yep, O hat. And then next? Yeah. And then what are we going to integrate over? We're going to be generic because we haven't said this is only in one dimension. Can you give me the Navy SEAL hand signal for it? Yeah. Tau. Yep, tau. I don't know if that's the right way to write it. I always... But then you make a T like this. Maybe I meant to do like... Yeah. I just never know what way to write it. Like cursive, I like gave up halfway through and then just started writing scribbles. So it's like if you know a couple of the letters, like I don't remember how to make a Z in cursive. I just do this. I was terrible at it. Yeah, as you can tell, I already had bad penmanship. Okay, so sometimes we're going to use that. And sometimes you'll see that in different textbooks that you look at. Are there any questions about this notation? When you formulate stuff on Quizlets or homeworks, you're free to use whatever notation you want. I don't care. You should be comfortable going between the two, though. Okay? All right. Am I okay to erase this?